Well, my friends, we finally made it. Lupin the Third 2014 is the second live-action Lupin the Third movie and our final film that we'll be looking at in this entire large month of Lupin the Third. The movie starts out with a heist, as Lupin, Fujiko, and three other guys are after this Medal of Zeus, the first medal of the ancient Olympic Games. Lupin is able to steal the medal away from Fujiko, however, he is intercepted by our supporting character of this movie, Michael, who threatens to blow up Fujiko's head if he doesn't hand over the medal, yada yada yada, we've covered this before. But why is everybody so keen on getting this medal? Well, it's not so much that the medal is really that valuable, it's more or less that this was all a big competition held by one Thomas Dawson to see who would run the thieving organization known as the Works. And surprise, surprise, Fujiko is able to get the medal away from Michael and claims the position as head of the Works. However, when Mr. Dawson shows off his vault, housing the Crimson Heart of Cleopatra, our treasure of this film, Michael demands from Mr. Dawson to tell him where the missing ruby for the necklace is. And three of Michael's cronies come in, kill off Dawson, and get away with the Crimson Heart of Cleopatra. Lupin vows to get revenge for Mr. Dawson, and we cut to 1 year later. Will Lupin and his newly formed gang of Fujiko, Goemon, and Jigen be able to thwart the plans of Michael and take back the Crimson Heart of Cleopatra? Or will Michael finish off his revenge plan? Or is Michael the real villain in this film? Like the previous live-action movie that we talked about before, this film is another origin story for the Lupin characters. The movie was pretty standard in terms of a Lupin film. Shun Oguri, sorry if I mispronounce his name or any of these names, played a pretty good Lupin, mimicking a lot of the vocal inflections of Yuasa Yamada. Go Ayano was a spot-on Goemon, but didn't really have too much to do in the film. Jigen spent most of the film telling Lupin not to trust Fujiko, but Tetsuji Tamayama did an okay job with what he was given. Misa Kiroki played an okay Fujiko. Again, she was limited with what the script gave her. However, Tadanobu Asano played an excellent Zenigata. The classic Lupin the Third theme is absent from this movie, but the soundtrack makes up for it. Beautifully scored. It's one of the few things, unfortunately, I can say positive about this film. Because of the filmmaker's strange obsession with quick succession cuts in the action sequences and real big emphasis on the close-ups, it's really hard to get a gauge on the action of this movie. And because of this, it really suffers for it, and I'm sorry to say, but the action from A Strange Psychokinetic Strategy is done a lot better than the action in Lupin the Third 2014. Just look at this scene where they're trying to pull off the first heist. You see, the floor is weight sensitive, so if they step on it, it'll activate the alarm. And this guy on the jetpack is about to fall down, so the other guy who's on the flagpole needs to catch him and his backpack before they fall on the ground, activating the alarm. Simple enough setup, but the way that the camera moves and the quick shots and the close-ups, we can't really get a full grasp of what is supposed to be happening from the scene. If I didn't tell you what the scene was supposed to be about, would you be able to identify what was happening? The movie also has these strange lulls. Best way that I can describe it. There's this one scene in particular where they're up on a rooftop having a little get-together dinner, and just the omniscient music, the way everybody is acting, the kind of forced family dynamic and humor going on in this scene, it really is bizarrely awkward. I don't know what other way to describe it. It's interesting that we have these two live-action Lupin the Third films. The first one coming out before the anime was even a thing, and this new one coming out when the anime has been popular for years. It's interesting how both movies tackle the subject of Lupin the Third. Strange psychokinetic strategy, going for a more goofy approach, and mimicking a lot of the tropes that we see in the manga, whereas Lupin the Third 2014 more played off of the anime success, while also giving nods to the manga here and there. Overall, though, the film is passable at best. Sorry to say, but I just enjoyed Strange Psychokinetic Strategy a lot more than I did Lupin the Third 2014. And with that, my friends, we have taken a look at 38 Lupin the Third films this entire long month of Lupin the Third. I hope that you enjoyed this video series, and I hope to make more in the future. If you're interested in getting into Lupin the Third but don't quite know where to start, here is some of my personal recommendations that I can give you. But before we get into that, allow me to indulge myself in talking about the top 5 worst Lupin the Third films. Number 5, From Russia with Love. Number 4, Angel Tactics, Fragments of Dreams Are the Scent of Murder. Number 3, Dead or Alive. Number 2, Green vs. Red. And the number 1 unholy abomination and blight of the Lupin film franchise, The Return of the Magician. Now with that out of the way, this is MangaMan's top 11 favorite Lupin the Third movies. Number 11, The Columbus Files. Number 10, Voyage to Danger. Number 9, The Fuma Conspiracy. Number 8, Mystery of Mamo. Number 7, 7 Days Rhapsody. Number 6, Sweet Lost Night, Magic Lamps, Nightmare Premonition. Number 5, Operation Return the Treasure. Number 4, Elusiveness of Fog. Number 3, Castle of Cagliostro. Number 2, Crisis in Tokyo. And my number 1 favorite Lupin the Third film, I couldn't resist, Lupin the Third versus Detective Conan movies. Both of them. Well then, I hope you guys and gals have all enjoyed this month of Lupin the Third with me. I really enjoyed doing these videos, and I hope I can do more of this in the future. Perhaps maybe next January, in 2016. If you have an anime film series that you would like me to look at, whether it be Miyazaki movies or the Pokemon franchise, leave a comment below and let me know what movie series you want me to talk about when next we take a look at the month of an anime movie series reviews. But until then, fellow Lupin fans, I will see you when the brand new Blue Jacket Lupin the Third series comes out later this summer. Sayonara, folks.
Come on.